welcome back to ARK Survival Evolved, the Pooping Evolved server. And I also want to take 1 second here and say thanks very much for all you folks that have been hitting like on the videos and sharing and all that good stuff. And I really appreciate that. That is really amazing. You guys have been amazing and awesome with that. So thank you very much for that. And so, you know, I just will say, if you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It helps a heck of a lot. Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I've had a heck of a time here, but there's been some good come out of it. One really big noticeable thing that you can probably tell here, and the story of how that came about is coming up here in just a second. I'll be cutting to that, and then there is some other good things and a few unfortunate things. There's a few faces not here now. Like, for example, there's 10, there's 6, 9 is gone. That's because I took 6, 10, and 9 out on a hunting trip. Now, I had done this several times before. Go out hunting those turtles, which you might be surprised, but the trikes do pretty good, especially 3 trikes do very good against taking those turtles out. Just do them one at a time, and there you go. You got all the turtle you can eat, and so on. Well, that worked great until one time when I took on one, and by the way, I always make sure to note that the target in question is not of the mate boosted variety, because I'm not looking to take on 2 and 3 at a time. Certainly not right away. Not now. Anyway, I take that one on. Everything's going fine. And then all of a sudden, before I even realize it, there's 4 more involved. 4 of them. Yeah. Well, that was the end of 9 right there. And then later, I'm out with 13, flying around between the different supply crate beacons and whatnot, picking up assorted goodies and whatnot, because, hey, you know, I need the stuff. I'm looking to get some blueprints and stuff like that, and so every time I spot one of those things, I grab a hold of 13 and fly over to it. Landed at one, actually just up there on the hill beyond the brontosaurus tail, and everything was fine. I'd landed at that one a few times, not had any problem, but this time I got jumped by a scorpion. Yeah, a level 60 something or other scorpion. It comes out of nowhere, jumps me. Before I even realize what happens, torpor hits me and I'm down, and it just finishes me off. And by the time I get back up there, it's finished off 13. So 13 is gone. And so that's when I take 15 here, and I figure, okay, the Pteranodons are very handy, especially if you can have one that you're riding and have 2 or 3 more follow behind you. You go over there to that island over there. There's metal-bearing rock and no predators and so on and so forth. So you fly over there, you mine up a bunch of metal and whatnot and sundry and so on, and you come back and you've got it all. Everything's great. So that's how 17 was gotten, and that's how I ended up getting 18, which is now I-Force 1. And this was a good one. Level 88 and tamed out at 124. Not bad. And yes, I actually have a name for that one. How about that? Anyway, it's just been one special time after another. You'll also notice that 13, okay, I forget what number it was. The Raptor is gone. That's because in another time of searching around, flying around from beacon to beacon. Yeah, I was over that way. There's a river over there. I've been down that river a few times. I've landed at beacons there a few times. Not had any problem. I landed a beacon over there, and there comes a bunch of dillos, and I mean like 5 or 6 of them, and didn't do so well. Ended up down on the beach, and along comes another raptor, except this wasn't just any old raptor. This was a level 16 alpha raptor, something that I was not in any way, shape, or form prepared to deal with at all. And the exact thing that I figured would happen, happened. I got eaten. Yeah, big time. And I was on 18 over here. Well, it was known as 18 at the time. Apparently 18 managed to just kind of go into hover around waiting for me mode instead of trying to fight the alpha, which was a good thing because it would have gotten eaten if it had, I'm sure, probably, and so on. And I took my raptor over there specifically because I was trying to find the pteranodon and get it out of there so that before the alpha raptor managed to get a hold of it and eat it. As it turns out, that wasn't going to happen. Basically, Mr. Slipgator came along and saved my bacon in that regard. He happened across the pteranodon, brought it back here, and that was great. And he also went back on over there and took care of that raptor, that alpha raptor. That's great. And who knows, if you were watching Slip's live stream, then you might have caught that because he was doing the live stream when he did that. And as a matter of fact, I've got a link for the archive recording of that live stream in the description if you want to check that out. And yeah, I definitely kind of derped through that and so on. In any event, I have been yakking my face off entirely too much, and no, I'm not going to explain that right now. In the meantime, let's pick up with where Long and Tall came into the picture. I was out here just kind of looking around seeing what kind of likely targets there would be out here for a hunting party to be done later on today, and I saw this big Bronto standing here. And you see, the thing is, it was right up against a rock trying to move forward. You could tell that because you could see the legs moving, and it wasn't getting anywhere. This lady was stuck in the rock. And well, I looked it up, and given how much trank arrows it said it was likely to need to put one of these down, I went and I made a second crossbow, and then I used up the last of my metal repairing the first crossbow, and I made up a little over 110 trank arrows. And then I went over there and stood on those rocks just out of reach of this little girl, and stood there for about a real-time half an hour, firing trank arrows into the head of this beastie just as fast as I could. It took right around 110 tranquilizer arrows to put this thing down. When it comes time for the name, I'm going to do like I've been doing, and I'm going to put the number 16 on this one. But what I'm going to ask you guys to do is to give me suggestions for a real name for this one. Because I have trouble with that. I come up with a few ideas. I do have a few ideas, but they sound totally stupid to me, so I'm not even going to repeat them out loud, let alone actually use them. Alrighty, one Brontosaurus tamed. Coolness. Alright. Close that and... $16. And like I said, let's hear about names for this thing, because this deserves a decent name. I am now, I think, uh-oh. Somebody wants to come around here and make trouble. Alright, good job, 14. I assume you ate it. You must have. I don't see a body around here anywhere. Alright. Everybody over this way. Alright. Good. Alright. Well, this crowd can take care of itself. I almost pity the critter that tries to mess with the Bronto, because between the tail swipe and the fact that it tends to step on things, yeah. Alright, anyway, as I was saying before that so rudely interrupted me, I am going to get a hold of a saddle for the Bronto, because that will make it easy to use its not inconsiderable resource harvesting capability. And I'm going to need a lot of resource harvesting, because this little thatch hut has got to go, and some serious wall footage has got to happen. And by the way, this all needs to come down because it's crap. Yeah. Anyway, I am off to Poop City to make use of a blueprint for a Bronto saddle. Alright, here we go, arriving at Poop City. The walls and such are just starting to render. I've noticed that it kind of takes a couple minutes for everything to finish rendering in. So maybe I need to just... Whoa, lag burst. 0 frames per second there for a minute. Oh well, for a few seconds. Alright, get down here, park. 13 here is out of stamina anyway. On the other hand, made the trip without having to... oh, there we go. And that's the place I need to go. We made the trip without having to stop more than once along the way. And considering the load I'm carrying of stuff, yeah. Alright. Okay, let's see. Forge, preserving bins, and there's a smithy over here. Let's see, is there blueprints in there? No. Okay. Not a problem. They're probably filed away in these bookcases. And that's the wrong one. That's structure blueprints. Best blueprints. Let's see. Saddle blueprints. Here we go. Alright. Use the new search feature. No! No Bronto saddles? Oh, man. Okay. Well, we'll see. Saddles. Okay. No, of course not. No. Alright. Well, not a problem.
we'll get something figured out. I can't make the thing myself because the engram is not available until like level 55. But, yeah, we'll get it figured out here. I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start working on this wall. I finally figured out about how to get these fence foundations straight. And it's like somebody's mentioned in the comments. Basically, you just place them down and back up. And using the K view and backing up and so on. And that way you can get them in there and get them lined up and make them actually right and so on. And so I got a pretty decent size wall around here. It is 2 wall sections high all the way around. It goes up to the water on both sides, you know, so I can still take like the trikes or the parasaurs or whatever out around, you know, trudge through the water and whatnot. And I am gonna have to work on something else there. I took 15 here and went looking around to find some more pteranodons because, you know, they're handy. And along the way, I picked up 17 here, which is due for another level. Great. Let's continue pumping the weight on that. And then I picked up 18 here. 18 was a level 88 and tamed out at like 124. So that was great. And this enough between all the various forms of crafting I've done, making all those wall sections, all the fence foundations, and all this other stuff that I've made, I have got myself to level 50 just a little while ago. So that is awesome. And so if I keep going at that rate, not a problem. Now, as you may notice, I haven't done much of anything with the engram points. A little bit here and there, but not much. But there is something I need to do. And let's see. Metal. Okay. There's a few metal things that I want to be able to do. We will start with the metal pick and the metal hatchet. And let's see. I don't think I need the rest of this right now. Okay, yeah, the metal pick and hatchet for certain. So, smithy and metal pick. Let's go ahead and craft that. No, I don't want to craft 100 of them. Good Lord, that would be insane. Okay, so got that. And I was going to do a metal hatchet too, and I do want to have that blueprint, that engram, because I figure I'll need it at some point. But I borrowed this from Poop City, an apprentice level metal hatchet. So let's go ahead and craft that bad boy. Because up to now, I've been using the primitive stone stuff that I started with right from the beginning. And this is so much better than that. Yeah. And now I take this, I need to return that to Poop City. And let's see, that and that I'm just going to throw away. I don't want them. I mean, it's cheap enough to make new ones if I need to, but now that I can do the metal ones, yeah, let's stay with the metal ones. And so on. Now, the one I made, let's see, how did that turn out? It's primitive. Okay, well, it'll do for now. And sooner or later, I'll get a blueprint for one of the better ones. That'll be fine. But those will yield more resources per use, so that was the reason for that. That means that the next time I head over there to go digging up metal, yeah, I should be able to come back with a lot more. Maybe even enough to make multiple trips. That would be awesome.
All right, and now that I've got that taken care of, that made up, I do need to return that blueprint, and I am going to spend some time flying around to more of these item drops, because I can open the blue and I believe the purple ones now. So I'm still hoping to come up with blueprint for the Bronto saddle. I mean, I don't need the big platform thing. It would be nice, but I don't really need that one right now. Just being able to use that beastie for collection would be good right there. And then I'm going to get busy with framing it out. I'm going to frame it out in thatch foundations, kind of laying out the upgraded, modified base. There's some of the things I've gotten. I have gotten a bunch of stuff from a lot of those things there. A lot of wooden components, some parachutes, and other various assorted sundry things, wall sections, doorways, windows, and trapdoors, signs, and ramps, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and even a whole mess of paintbrushes. And speaking of paintbrushes, I think I do want to be doing some painting sometime soon. And I think 18 here is going to be the first one to get the paint job. I have something in mind. I want to see if I can manage to do it and make it not look terrible. So we'll see. And I'm not even sure if what I want to do is possible. So I'm going to find out. Meanwhile, I need to return that thing to Poop City, and then figure out what else can be going on.